Alright. How's it going, chap? Good to see y'all tuning in. Getting this show started just about now. Sorry I waited a little bit too long on y'all. I'm just getting things animated on my end. Nothing special today. We're just same old again, animating, continuing this games project. This is part of WSW content because this soon could be a WSW game, so I hope you guys are ready for that. I'm going to try and make this as fun as I can, and obviously because I plan to do tournaments on this, we're gonna add music that's like not copyright restricted. So this will help YouTubers if they wanted to also be able to play a Dragon Ball Z game without having to worry about their content being restricted. Anyways, I hope you all enjoy. Thank y'all for watching, and yeah, let's just continue our animation. I'm gonna show you the progress that I did because I've gotten a lot done in the past 24 hours. Anyways, let me get right to it.
TecXpansion.
Alrighty, chap. Now that we're in here, go ahead and turn the music to a good audible level. Say about right there, yeah. And then yeah, we're gonna continue where we left off. So we're on an animation cruise. What we're doing now, so here, let me go ahead and show you what we've been doing actually. You say, chat, that Key Blast script had a lot more moving parts than I thought it would. I told you, it's got a lot. It's a lot of remote events too because it talks to the server, so gotta remember that as well. Hold on a second, chat. I can't shoot my Key Blast. Is it still reading the function for my... Alright. Hold on a second. We might have a problem here, chat. So this is to change the colors of it. I can pass you the backup script. I have in a little bit. Alright, hold on a second. Wait, what the heck is wrong with my Key Blast? I think activation got removed and that's what's causing it to wig out. Hold on, let's check on that, but did I even see activation? Let's see. Oh, it's still there. I just can't shoot Key Blast. Chat, this is not good. I'm not sure what happened here. It says my instances are still working for my animator. Hold on a second. We're gonna go ahead and open AI. Activation. I imagine I have a working version of script, don't worry. I accidentally punched it into the wrong place. I just hope, yeah. See, I added animations though, so like, I just hope they don't end up getting lost, because that's a lot of time there. Listens for the keyboard inputs. Pressing F triggers the activate function. Alright, and so it's firing the event. It's firing this thing to the server. But the thing is, it's not activating it. And even if it does, it's still not firing the event. Like what it's failing to do in the script, I think, is it's failing to read what's going on inside of replicated storage, which would be the key blast and a key blast explosion. Those are the required events, because if they don't play in like both together, then it's just bad. So wait, did you like edit changes on the actual like file itself? Because I'm curious, how did this happen? And if so, did you not like you know, restore it before going back? Like, I'm just curious how we got here. I was getting confused between the two. Oh no. Well, meme, I need that script real bad, or I can't, like, I'm now backtracking on everything with key blast logic. Meme really just fucked me over. Meme. He was supposed to edit my script, and instead he just completely destroyed my key blast event, and he's no longer by his PC to fucking fix the issue. Oh my god. Yeah, that's why the code has to be very specific, man. Man. Explosion parts. So now I gotta try and regrab these parts, hopefully, and see if it can potentially restructure it the same way I had it. No, the script is not interacting with the key blast or key blast explosion parts. Based on your movement state. Fires a remote event to the server. What is the remote event being fired? The remote event being fired in this line. Event in this is this variable. So it's referencing a remote event named remote event stored in replicated storage. Alright. Alright, so I need to find remote event. It's not going to be called remote event. It's going to be called key blast. You might want to send events to the server as before. Oh my god, I don't even remember the way it was scripted before. It was like so tricky because it was like key blast and the key blast S into the explosion. Oh my god. Please tell me you're going back to your computer meme. And then on top of that, now I gotta grab these animations because they're gonna get reset. Oh my lord. There we go. I kept those backed up. Alright, so the way it does it is it's going to find it through the folder. So since it's looking in replicated storage, what it's actually going to do is wait for, it should be wait for parent before wait for child. Let's see if I can try this. Let's see if I can try this. This might, maybe I can fix it. No. The event it should be looking for is an event for is in a folder titled events EVNTS. Check Discord, set you the whole thing. Where'd you send it? Yeah, it's not showing up. Yep. Oh man. Alright, let's see. Folder titled events. In there is the event titled Key Blast. Local replicated storage. And let's try this. Yeah, no, it was a whole sequence. My switch is normal for the most part. Alright. What said I sent it to you? I got it. There we go. Bro, definitely gotta, keep the names separate between the two files or something. This cannot happen, my guy. Like, that was a huge bad moment. Alright, let's check to now make sure that this works. Firing is normal. Now as for our combos. Okay, interesting, but that's not... We can go ahead and work with this. This is exactly where we had it. So, yeah, this will be perfectly fine. He said, that's why I made an exact copy, or backup because of this reason. Hey, it's smart to do that, though. Definitely, definitely. I do have an abundance of backups for that, like, similar reasons like that. But that's also because, like, when you go an extensive amount of time with coding and you don't actually, like, stop and, like, what's it called, save it, you're gonna run into a plethora of bugs, one of them being that it won't save it. So, like, I'll grab an autosave and save it to a bunch of different places, because it might not even save, like, the next time to my first save file, so I'll just keep bouncing back and forth between different ones. There it is. I like to be in the city vicinity, so I know exactly where I'm at. Come on. We'll just call it WSW for short, so we know what it is. As for right now, I don't want it being for for a tablet or a phone, but we can do console. That's not an issue to me. Go ahead and save that real quick. So this is gonna have to be the new number 1 for it. Whew. Nerve-wracking, chat. We almost encountered a fatal error. Now, hold on. I wonder what the code is that was such problematic. Such a problematic experience, I should say. Now, let's see. Replicated storage. Alright, so it was missing the script remote event. So that's what I was missing to do. It had to pull from the script that was triggering remote events. Gotcha. Well, that would make a lot of sense. Anyways, didn't seem like the logic was having issue on the F key blast thing, but it was having logic issues on the like this part, which is usually where if AI takes over, it always has issues right there. That's why I always ask it, like, every single time I send it the script, I tell it, send me the script exactly like how I said it, only making changes where implementations are necessary. Something exactly along those lines every single time. Every single time I send it something. There are so many moving about that script, and uncoupling it from the tool was much harder than I thought. That's why I told you. You see what I mean? Like, why it was such a task. But I needed that. That's why I told you. Like the script will always try and feed me what's correct and what works good. But realistically, what works best isn't what's gonna work for me. I need what's gonna work perfectly for what I need it to. Because, like, realistically, the way key blasts work, it's ideal. So it moves really fast when it shoots out your hand, and then the tween in it allows it so that, like, when it comes close, or when it comes closer to its like When it comes closer to the end of its distance, I should say, it slows down very, like, drastically by the time it gets there, and then it'll explode. That is, unless it comes in contact with an object, and then obviously it collides and explodes immediately. And if that object it come in contact with just so happens to be a person, it takes away 1 damage every single time. Yes, I did 1 damage. Why? Because you shoot Ki Blast rapidly, and like very rapidly. So, and with the lock-on system, 1 damage did seem feasible. On top of the fact that we haven't even started scaling for power levels yet, which is gonna make things a lot more different. A lot more different. I'm gonna try and opt for a combat system that requires grinding similar to Rage, I'm not gonna lie, where it's a lot more like tedious. However, I'm gonna feed a lot more into the stats you can boost by killing like in-game enemies. However, I'm gonna make in-game enemies a lot more difficult to fight. The issue is that the script also has to be moved and everything has to align in place. I'm telling you, the best way to do it, like, you can get rid of, like, what I was thinking of would be the best way, is you can get rid of the mouse P, which is basically, like, how I activate the activate function, in replacement for the F function, like you had it, how you had it. But where it was having issues was at the very top where it starts reading reading this instance, wait for child, blah blah blah. Like when it did that is where it seemed to have the issue, because it wasn't reading from the script, but rather reading a remote event that was named remote event. You know, so that's where it was like kind of like having logic issues. I feel like if you if you got it to read the script exactly how the script if you told AI, read the script exactly how the script is, only applying the implementations exactly where needed, it would spit you out it exactly like how you need it to be. But then again, I'm warning you, like, even then, it might still break the logic. Like, Ki Blast in itself is very finicky. I'm gonna warn you that. The fact that I even got animations to work with Ki Blast, because the way Ki Blast works is, if you see, there's 2 animations that play on a variable of N. On N, it plays Ki Blast, Ki Blast, Ki Blast, Ki Blast. Basically, it's one hand or the other, right? So, like, that kind of was messing with the logic, because it would play the animation of me just idle shooting Ki Blasts. And I had to stop it from me playing the idle Ki Blast animation in order to play my moving animations, like if I was idle in the air, if I was if I was moving and shooting Ki Blasts, if I was flying while moving and shooting Ki Blasts. Like, it's just a bunch of BS, honestly. I do apologize for the scare. It happens. Realistically, I would hope something like that doesn't happen again, but realistically, I'm still noob at this myself. I've given myself quite a lot of scares. I mean, I've accidentally backtracked myself greatly. I just don't want to go back hours some more, because the amount of progress I got within a short amount of time was so drastic that I don't feel like I'm going to be able to replicate that code. And that's what makes me nervous. Like, getting the lock-on system to work exactly as intended, chat, like, I'm gonna show you. That was a blessing. Oh, never mind. So, I'll create people. Never mind, there is people here to lock on to. So, look, we'll go ahead and lock on to them, and then, yeah, we can fire Ki Blast. Now, the Ki Blast may be a little, off their faces. It's actually hitting them. Both of them, too. But, yeah, and then on top of that, you have your attack logic, which is... This is what I'm going to make, like, the left hand, but I'm also trying to shift that from left hand to more of, like, a feet-based logic. And this one's going to be your more, like, hand-based logic. However, the animations are 100% the old ones from before, so I'm going to have to go change that manually right now. I did, however, save the exact code that I needed to make that work, so yay me on that. We're gonna go ahead and grab that code. We go to the main script. Hold up. No, it wasn't a main script that I was looking for. I'm looking for starter character scripts, punch damage script. And then I'm gonna grab all of that and kerploop. Now my animation should work as intended, however I still have some placeholders in here. So we got that combo, and I'm trying to figure out a third one for that, so. And then we also got for our other side, placeholder, and then our Vegito kick. You'll see we cross our arms when we do it too, so if you're paying attention. Yeah, it's the little spin kick right on the head, and it does work as intended. So like, let's say I was targeting one of these guys, and I wanted, yoink, yoink. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yoink. Yep. You'll see it takes damage out of him, but this damage only does about 3 damage, which is why I'm going to start trying to speed up the animations as well. That's going to be one of our next steps. Basically, my entire goal for today is to focus on combat. Alright. With that being said, I still have placeholders to go over. So as far as my combos go, we've got to edit the third one. So we go punch, 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 and then how should we end that sequence? So we go punch, 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 and then we need to end that sequence on something. Maybe like a hook, punch, come off from the side. Maybe that's how we'll go about it. And so that's what we'll do. Here, so I'm going to show y'all. We're going to go into our workspace, grab our punching animation guys. Now check this out, chat. We're gonna animate the punches for these guys. Alright, this is the one we're gonna focus on right here. I will grab him now. And now what I'm going to want him to do is he's going to come in for the finale punch. So I already want him standing in a position where he looks pretty ready. Seems like part of his model just... Maybe it's because I'm so close to a wall. Let's try not having him so close to a wall. Or that works too, you know? We could always just put them in the field. I don't mind that. So watch this. Watch this. Alright. We're gonna go into animation. Click on this guy. Select him. Alright, there we go. You see, we have all of his moving parts now. So now, what we'll do is we're gonna spread his legs out to be more... Well, that sounded very raunchy. I'm sorry, chat. No Diddy. Yeah, you just walked into the wrong conversation, babe. I'm sorry. Yeah, not the moment for you to be here, I guess. Yeah, I know, right? My bad. So, I'm gonna lead it up for the punch. So, I want to charge that punch. How we're gonna do that is we're gonna hold this hand back some. And then on top of that, we're going to flip the wrist. And change the body position to follow it. As well as tuck him down so he's like leaning into this punch real heavily. You want to put emphasis behind that punch, right? And then... we also want him to look at the opponent, because you never want to keep your eyes off of your enemy. Basic rule in fighting. Alright. So now we got something a little like this. We're going to have to fix out that head tilt a bit. Oh. Come on, grab the head. Oh god. What is happening with this model? There we go. Alright. Now that we got a head tilt that's at least somewhat ideal, we can prepare this arm. So now I can either have it charge or I can have it like... Well, this is the starting animation, I've just realized, so I'm probably going to want to reset him a little bit. This is where the animation is going to start at. I don't mind keeping his legs where they're at because we're going to like lean into this the whole fight. I would actually want to decrease it a little bit just so I can put more emphasis into the actual event itself when I hit him. Alright. And then we'll go ahead and do this. Here we go. I'm telling you, messing with rigs is just like, it's just natural to me, chat. This is just easy work. Alright, and so I'm going to want to lift the head just a little bit, right there. And boom, look at that. Now we got him already set. So this is going to be our first frame right here. We're going to move on to our next set of frames. Now, we're going to want to start building that attack like we were doing last time. Once again, bring the arm back. Wait. Uh-oh. Let's go back to that first one real quick and spin that wrist. There we go. Never mind, the other way. There we go. Now that's ideal. Alright, I need to make sure that's not spinning out. Alright. That's not going too crazy. Damn it, we messed up our animation. That's one thing you don't want to do, chat, is play your animation before it's finished or it will start wigging out like crazy. Now I gotta figure out what joint this side of his hand is on. Okay. I might be able to fix this. And I've completely lost control. Okay, this is fixable. Come on. We almost got it. Alright, I think we might have just been able to fix our hand. But I also don't want to be looking like this, because, like, what the heck's wrong with my character? Almost, almost. There we go. That would be perfect. Well, more ideal, I guess you could say. I mean, I'll probably want to put his feet closer together. And there we go. That would be, like, way better. And then we move on to... You know what? Let me just go ahead and reset that. Alright, let's see what we got next. I want to try and replicate that last frame with this frame as much as possible. So what I'm doing is I'm making sure all of the parts move, so that when I go to copy for the last frame, it'll read it. It'll read this frame as its entirety and not try and block it with something else. Alright. I think I got about every part that I'll be editing right here. So now we can place that down there and then start our go. So if we remember correctly, we did... It starts on the right hand. Swing is the last one right here. We go swing with our right hand. And then we're gonna hook with our left. So this hand will be our hook hand. I'm gonna go ahead and charge that to prepare. Being as this is our hook hand, we're gonna want to like give it some drag and emotion behind it. Alright, and then spin the we're gonna go ahead and spin the... Yeah. There we go. Just like that. Perfect. And so we're gonna charge it up by giving the body motion that simulates like I'm going like this, you know, like, yeah, you know. But I want to bring it down. Actually, I don't want to just bring it down, I want to bring it out too. Yeah, man. Maybe we need to put it down again. We've given it too much power over emphasis. That'll do the trick. Let's try leaning the body down to add more like impact. Widening the feet. I do. Please check my... Oh, it's somewhere. I'm not sure. Oh, it's probably right here. I'm basically giving animation tutorials to chat right now. This is like one of my favorite things to do. I'm not even gonna lie, chat. I love animating. Even though it's stressful and time consuming, I do enjoy it. Maybe I just enjoy molding, chat. Alright, so now we've created the impact for it. We're gonna once again widen the feet once more. Oh shit. Not that wide. Alright. Actually, this foot's gonna turn a bit. Yep, with it. Yep, there we go. That'll look a lot better as we begin to turn into the punch and deliver the impact. And we're gonna pull our hand up like this. Maybe up a bit more. And then back a bit more too. Sweet, sweet, sweet. While also releasing it. We want to release that built up energy. Like so. But keep pulling on his hand like that. Yep, so it swings. But then we really want to emphasize on that body movement. There we go. Create emphasis on that leg movement. And then we also want to rise up with it too. While once again, retaining that eye contact. Head tilt. Remember, we're like a chicken. You want to keep that constant head tilt on the enemy. A chicken is a terrible analogy, but you know what? We'll just go with it. Alright, let's see how that ended up playing out. It doesn't give enough emphasis. This needs more of a charge down. You're gonna see what I'm doing, chat. Alright, let's see. Let's hope this works. There we go. While retaining that eye contact. Very important. We're gonna need more of a swivel on that body. More tension behind that arm. Also less like crap looking logic. There we go. And more tension, yep. Really build that arm up. Head still not swiveled correctly. Let's go ahead and position it. There we go. Oh, let's give it a look. Maybe we'll try turning the body with the head as well. Add more emphasis to it. Well, I might just have to let his arm fully swing out. Notice block characters don't actually look like they're swinging when they do that. Wapow. I got Key Blast back into the shared server, and I'm still open for non-insanely confusing. Is bro dabbing? Basically. Nah, but it's basically a sped up version of how it's gonna look when he attacks. Oh god, that broke it so bad, I bet. Yep, that broke the logic terribly. Well, I can kiss that shit goodbye. All that hard work is gone now because I hit play too early. Damn, I fucking hate that one. That one bad piece about this damn thing. Yep, so there goes all of that. Bro said, I got Key Blast back into the shared server and I'm still open for non-insanely confusing coupling. I'm assuming that means you got it to work and got the little Key Blast thing to stop showing up at the bottom. Right there where it shows like... If so, done. You have to find a way to make sure that it's flat better on the enemy when he's locked on. Because I've noticed, like, they just go right through the... Or maybe it's because they're moving so fast. Removing it from the tool is hard because it's all of the big stuff. I imagine so. That's why I was like thinking if there's any way to change that. So what it plays from the tool specifically is this instance, right? So when you're activating it from the tool, hold on, it's somewhere in here. I know that there's pieces to this. If I remember correctly, nope, that's not it. Maybe it's in replicated. Oh, no wait, it might be in here. Thought it was a server event. Not in either of those. I know it's in one of these things. Or maybe it isn't. Nope, there it is. Bingo is his name-o. That's the event that's triggering the whole thing to be like linked to mobile. That right there. It's a remote function that tells the server a lot of information, and then yeah, it also kind of like makes that whole button up here. That's where all the hard baking comes in. And yeah, bruh, indeed, I did lose all of my stuff. I will find a way to unbake it if I have to, but it's gonna be difficult. But I will unlink it. That has to happen. It can't be one of the movesets. Now I'm gonna have to figure out about how I'm gonna go about this all over again. Let's create a start. Remember, do I want to go for the hook as the finale? Alright, real quick, let's go ahead and do some tests. Let's see what our movement mechanics are. So we got our kicks. And we got our punches. Now, how would I end that combo? We go punch, 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 and then I could go uppercut. hard to think. So if I were to go all hands only, I could go uppercut. Hey babe, you give me an idea. I'll take your ideas. You know, you've seen enough Dragon Ball Z to make a sound idea about how like attack logic should look, right? Have you ever like watched like a fight and like studied it frame by frame? Not like actually pausing it frame by frame, but like looking at the frames individually as you're watching it. So then come here. I'm trying to come up with more attack-based logic for my combat, right? So for my... Don't mind my feet mechanics. My feet mechanics are completely broken. This is a placeholder attack. This is a placeholder attack that does nothing because it's not even properly set. And that's the only one that works correctly. That's the Vegito kick. Okay? So as for our punches, we have this, which actually is a set one. Oh, wait, no. So this, which is actually a set one. Seems decent, right? This, which is actually a set one. And then I want to get something to finale it. That's a placeholder at the moment. What do you think would be best for that slot?
You need some kind of like straight line kick.
I can't do a kick with that. This is punches only for the site. So what I'm gonna do later on is that if you press these guys in sequences and stuff, like it'll start creating different patterns.
Are you able to do like a chop down?
Ooh, like a like that, like how they do in Xenoverse.
Mm-hmm.
That would be interesting. I could try that. Interesting idea. That's definitely a different take than I would have put on it. I was thinking of a simple uppercut, but your idea is definitely more Dragon Ball savvy. I like that take. Thank you. Okay, so we'll start putting hands in position then. See, chat, sometimes it's always good to get input from other people. They said most DB combos end with fist going down to the ground. Yeah, I know, but I'm speaking on combos specifically for when you're just fighting, because realistically how it's going to work is you're going to have the three combos for animations for combo. So you're going to have like your feet and your hands animations, and then you're also going to have on Q be your ability to like teleport behind the enemy, you know, like just, you know, you could use it in different ways. So you'll be able to use it to just keep spamming in case you wanted to like move around them funky. You could use it to like what's it called, basically continue your combo. Let's say you sent them flying and you want to continue that by like following it up. You'll be able to do that with the pressing that button. And yeah, but I'm also gonna like code it so that same animation that plays for when you do that kind of sequences, that'll also be instant transmission, which I will code better than what already exists in Rage, where Rage it just kind of sends you anywhere. I'll have it send you within 700 meters if you're locked on target. And then obviously like a better, more perfected version of instant transmission will send you between like anywhere between 1700 blocks of your target or whatever. You say most DB combos end with fist. See, the reason why I'm not going for the logic of both combos using fist logic is because I want to build on that, right? So I want there to be different combinations for when you press the E and R in sequences so that they do different things. And then on top of that, I also want to incorporate a charge-like feature. So that, like, if you hold the buttons down, like, let's say you pressed, like, E-R-E, and you, like, held on E, it would, like, charge, like, a heavy attack and just go, boom, and send you flying instead. See, I'm not going to opt for a kick to the ground, though. I want to opt for something that... I don't want to opt for something that's going to send you to the ground. I would rather opt for something that sends you flying in these combos. But as for these ones, these are basic attack combos. So yes, ending the sequence on a drop would be good. Basically to say that you don't want to be doing ordinary basic combos. You want to be doing combos that mean something. So if you know how like that Xenoverse animation looks, it's basically like he'll put his hands, the character puts their hands in the air and then right over the enemy's head. And we're gonna try and incorporate that. You say the Daima Vegeta kick to the ground. Unfortunately, I have not played enough Xenoverse to know what you're talking about. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and keep this for idle. And then we move on to the next one, and it'll start the sequence. So we're gonna raise hands overhead. Bring them together, kind of. And so I know bringing them together is always much more easier said than done, so we're gonna make it easier done than said for this guy. That's probably the closest I'm getting. Oh my god, his arm's already like discombobulated. Let's go ahead and fix that. Yep, so that's probably the best we're getting, like right there. We can go ahead and try and like... Here. Let's see if we can stem the arm out. Bring it down a bit more. Roblox proportions be like, nah, for real. You really gotta work with what you got. I don't want to go too far behind my head because then the interpolation animations that happen will start to like pick up that my arms are like twigging out. So, all right, I'm gonna want to control a lot of the animation sequence that happens here. Because let's see how it reads my hands. Yeah, see? It said my hands were on crack, and then they appeared behind me. Alright, so we're not going to want to go too balls to the walls on how we show, like, that we're doing this. Oh my god. Hopefully that should help read it better. Charge it up with our body impact. While also maintaining eye contact with the enemy. Allowing us to stretch out our feet once more. There we go. Now let's see how this looks so far. And then let's drop this thing. So the arms are gonna spread out and come down in a clap-it-like motion. Oh my god, this is gonna be so difficult to animate properly. And then I'm gonna have to feed it some space because it's gonna wig. What? Alright. So there we go, that will be like the drop on the head. Essentially, let's see. That's obviously not gonna play as properly as I would like it to. Oh god, it looks like I'm doing like a Magic Mike dance. Chat, I'm telling you right now, I'm not trying to make it look like this. This does not look PG-13, chat. I'm over here making NSFW Roblox art. I'm sorry, chat. This is not what the animation was intended to be. Oh god, this looks frightening. Alright. Okay, wait, yeah. So we'll bring you right here. And we'll just copy all of your data right now. So that it doesn't go running off when I need it. There we go. This is the way to do it, chat. There we go. Alright, now I can send you back to where you came from. And then we can... Alright, hold up. Now let's try and get these hands to work properly. Go ahead and line them up. And put them on the side of my character. Well, now I just look a little sad. There we go. I look happy again. And now we're back to business. Alright, so... put you at the end here. And then, honestly, I want to do that again. Because that actually came out kind of good. Alright, so I'm going to once again copy the logic for everything here. Come on. Alright. Send you back. And send you over there. Now let's see. Alright. I'm gonna export it right now just in case. BAP. Call it a BAP. BAP on the head. Alright, let's see if the BAP works. BAP! BAP! Alright, the BAP is slow as hell. Not gonna lie. It's the actual, like, contact of the BAP. We need the BAP to be faster. Alright, so I'm going to draw out everything else. Because that's actually, this is all the parts that's supposed to be drawn out. And then we'll let the BAP do its thing. Let's see. New and improved BAP, let's go. Actually, we gotta overwrite the BAP to give itself dominance. There we go. New and improved BAP, let's go. A little bit more priority, but not enough. Yeah. What bad? Alright, let's see. Where am I at right now? We're at 0.5. We'll erase 0.3. Alright, that should put me at just enough. Now let's see. New and improved BAP, let's go. BAP. Let's try this now. BAP. BAP. I want a bit more pause on that one piece, though. Let's try this again. Wow. The hands need to come up higher if I'm looking at this correctly. It's the freaking, what's it called? Interpolation that's screwing with me right now. It's over here bending hands in ways that they shouldn't be bent. Alright, let's see. Alright, manipulate red. Oh. I see what the problem is here now. I'm so confused, chat. I said I know what's going on here and I really don't. I just wanted to seem like I knew what was going on here. Alright, let's see. We're gonna put this all the way. Oh my god. This is wigging this out. There we go. That's at least a bit more workable. There we go. Yeah, at least do something with that. Hold on. There we go. Let's see what that looks like now. Alright, babe. You want to see the replication of it? So this is how it would look if I did what you were asking me to into the code. Why don't you tell me if this looks worthy of being a part of it or not?
It has the right, like, animation to go with it. I guess it would make, but
What do you mean if they had the right animation to go with it?
if you lost animation, you got something.
What do you mean?
Like, it would need, like, an explosion.
Like when they fall to the ground? Or what?
Like, on impact.
It would need impact frames?
Words I'm not understanding.
Impact frames is when you make things like look in high contrast. Like let's say you know when what's her name? Bernades from Castlevania would like use her little fireballs and it would like make it look all like really flash really fast. Like that heavy
yeah.
flash really fast.
Not necessarily like that, like
But like,
Oh, wait.
or do you think I should change it to something else? And if so, what? 'Cause like, I don't want to do anything with legs. I'm not doing anything with legs with this side. But if I do it with arms, what do I do to like? There's three different ways I can go about this. If I do an attack that pushes forward at the end, then it knocks them back. If I do an attack that pushes down at the end, then it's going to do like a knockdown. Or, well, it's more than likely just going to do a normal flinch, or like a knockback flinch. And if I do up, I can send them in air.
Go with that uppercut idea.
You said uppercut?
That way, you have an option to make the fight into a slot. You know what I mean? Be able to fight the match.
Only part that sucks is now I gotta redo the entire script. Or, well, animation, I mean. We'll just apply the logic from our punch combo. So we all of this. I have an idea here, chat. We're gonna have to make it reach out more though. So let's try this. And on top of that, we could push it out just a little bit more. On both instances, just to extend that arm. And really push it out. No, that way that hand is positioned is giving feminine. We don't want that. Not unless your character is a feminine character. One. Alright, let's see. Now it kind of makes me want to twist that arm back into place. Yeah, so it just has less work to do. Alright, let's try this. By fixing the arm over here first. There we go. And then we'll just go ahead and copy and paste this so that we can reset him. Let's see what his reset state looks like. A little bugged. We'll fix that. That's actually not that bad. I don't mind where it's at right now. So I'm at 0.5. So I could shave off a good 0.3 of this. Alright, let's see. 0.3. Save. And let's check how this looks. Let's go ahead and export beforehand because we always know. Alright, let's see. Uppercut. We'll call it that. Save. Copy ID. Cool. Close. And let's see. Here we go. Well, that was a little too fast, don't you think, chat? Yet charging the hand is important, but we don't want to charge it too hard. Not to mention, I also don't want this hand to seem like the shining star right now. There we go. That should be more incorporated to Alright, let's bring this all in closer here. Let's give it more time to actually do its thing. And then we'll play it. That actually looked a lot better. Hold up. Hold up, chat. Let's check that out again. We could raise that uppercut, definitely. I wonder what will happen if we do it like that. You think this looks good for an uppercut? Hold on, we need to see it from this angle. Hold on, I'm charging my hand back up. Alright, let's see. Damn, why does this hand break every fucking time I use it? Alright, there we go. So yeah, what do you think? Or not. Oh my god, what the heck, chat? What is wrong with this damn hand? Alright, there we go. Swear to God, AI tripping all the time. What's happening to you now? Oh, good lord. Memes finally, or memes, getting a taste of the AI BS too. Oh my lord. Alright, let's go ahead and try this. I'm gonna move all of these sequences up just a little bit, just so this one can breathe. And let's see. Oh my god, I don't want his hand flying like that. There we go, that'd be better. Alright, and then what it will do. He said, both of us know how flawed AI is, not for real. I mean, it is definitely not writing the code for the future. I'm just telling you that right now. It is being coded for the code of the future. Alright, let's see. I think I'll just leave it at what it is right now. And we'll see how it plays. Upper... Oh shit, is it supposed to rain today, babe? Is it supposed to rain today? Looking pretty nasty outside. Uppercut, we'll name it Uppercut. And then we'll save that. We're gonna hop out of here now. And then... this will be our third placeholder punch. Let's load in. Alright, I need a target to see how this looks on. Okay, so that doesn't look too bad. I'm gonna just need it to be faster. And then the next thing is gonna be feet. That should be easier though, surprisingly. We could do like kick, kick, and then yeah. Oh, that'd be perfect. That would be literally perfect. Kick up on top of the head, kick below, and then into the twirl. Perfect. Basically just following a very Vegito moveset. We'll have him kind of like put his arms up at first. Shit. We'll spin this around first. There we go. Rose hand should be playing in front of him again. Alright. So I'm gonna spin the torso, or yeah, spin the waist I meant, and then spin the torso back. And then yeah, this is where we're gonna get into some weird shiz, chat. We're gonna bring that leg all the way up. Now that's as much as it would look stable doing. So what we'll do instead is we'll increase our waist structure. And then we still want it touching the ground. Fortunately, I don't know where the ground is, so that's going to make things a little bit more difficult, but at the same time might help me. He said, personally, besides working out today, I have been trying to study for exams. Hey, it'd be like that. Dude, you always have exams, I swear to God. How does that not get, like, enough? Oh my God. There we go. So we'll have our kick work like that. He said, how does it not get enough? It does. I just gotta thug it out. Not for real. Surviving, my guy. Alright, yeah, want to lean into the kick a bit. And then move the head. Blah, we got it. Chat, I want you to know we made a fatal mistake. We did it on the first frame. Do you know what that means, chat? I hope you know what that means, chat, because that means we gotta reset it all. Yeah. Yep. Lovely. Import, let's see, that kick was ass. Okay, so this one, my head just melts into me. That's my Vegito spin kick. I'm so confused. Why is this doing nothing but making me nod? Oh shit. What is all this, chat? Chat, what the hell was that? Oh god. Nah, the rush attack didn't have anything. Unfortunate. The leg sweeps don't have anything either. I wish there was just an idle file that I could load from. That would be making things so much easier. Ground moving key. Let's see. Let's import the file from punch combo. Bro, why is my character attacking like that? He's literally going like... What? That's the default dance? What the hell? I'm not sure what you're talking about, but I'm nervous. I haven't even gotten that far yet. I'm over here still trying to get my character's kicks right. Yeah. So, the problem here is, I want y'all to know, like, why I can't work with this animation, or why I can't work with this rig anymore is because he decided to break his own fucking arm in the middle of animation. And so, yeah, now, he just won't work. He's just useless. Like, literally, he'll cause more problems than he will fix if I decide to use him. Lovely. So we gotta move on to the next one. Alright, I'm gonna steal the same logic from here, but for kicking. Do-do-do. So we'll twist the body. And raise the leg. Ugh. Why does it always get caught right on that beam? Alright, there we go. Raise the leg. Alright. And then we're gonna need to bend that joint. Just a tad bit of joint bending. We don't want to bend his joints too much. So we're gonna throw his arms back too. Yeah, is essentially what we're going for here. So we need to try and not be in that. And then we'll delete that. Move this over here. Alright, and then we'll delete that. Now we'll keep the body turned here in this position. Head once again cocked at the enemy. Let it rest. And then let it rip once again. We're going very similar to a normal Vegito pattern when swinging. Well, when using feet interaction. So let's see. He'll go, yeah. And instead of doing it properly, what I would like from him, his foot just curves into oblivion. So what we'll do is we'll add the bending logic. Yeah. Okay, so wait. That curled my foot. But I still need to kick. So. Gotta turn that head animation still right back at the enemy. And then move those arms out of the way. We can kind of like let them space out and do their own thing now. Because we know that they're gonna have that freedom. But now we need to fix that problem. Let's see, yeah. Raise it a bit more. And we'll change the feet position down here so that it reacts differently to the situation being asked of me. And then we can also have it turn my body. There we go. Now let's see how this plays. So it'll go kick, curl, kick, and then into an uppercut that we don't want. Delete, delete. Oh my god, why is my head wigging? There we go. And then I'm set back in rotation. Alright, let's see how this looks like when it's sped up now. Let's go ahead and see it, chat. Oh, that actually looks really good. You want to see how this kicking animation came out? It came out really good. Chat, that looked really good. He said you already broke one of their arms, just break some more. On God, that's what I'm telling you. But no, that came out great. Oh yeah, we're adding that. Alright, we'll call this double kick. Alright. And so that's going to be the starting animation to my leg attacks. That came out really well. And then so on for our next one. For my next one, I'll have it change feet. Now let's just go ahead and pull back the old file real quick. And so I'm gonna have them swap feet. Don't want it to break something. Oh god. Here we go again. I hate when this happens. It's the one funky part about using Animator that I do not like. Alright, and so now I want to change the body direction. Onto this foot, making my body shift movement. And so what this foot is going to do is it's going to shoot upward for the purpose of distracting and disorienting. Alright, and then we're going to lay this flush on the ground. There we go. There we go. And now we can really include this kick. So, we're going to spin the leg. And push it out. Maybe a bit more spin to him might help. Yeah, that certainly helped achieve that. Gotta make sure that that leg is flush. There we go. Don't need some wackadoodle stuff happening. Alright, so we can unpress my arms from my character in such a severe way. Once again, just go ahead and tuck my arms out like that. But now, look, so that arm's kind of conflicting with the way my foot would be. We don't want that. So I'm going to push the arm out of the way. And once again, spin that head. Don't want to not be focusing on your enemy in the middle of a fight. Alright. Alright, let's see. We got... Okay, so we got most of the logic that we would need to make this work. let's go ahead and put this foot further on the ground. Just make sure it's flush. It is most certainly not. That's close enough. We can do with it. Alright. And then I'm gonna raise this arm once again. Yoink. Don't want it in my way. My dog, chill out. Alright. Now we got that the way that we need it. I'm gonna once again focus the character's head. Attract the enemy. Alright. And then as for this foot, I'm gonna have to raise it a little bit. Kai, chill. Damn. Literally, my dog's over here just roof, 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 roof. Like, dude, I fucking get it. Like, holy hell. If there was an intruder, don't you think they'd be intruding by now? Damn. I love this dog, but holy hell, it gets annoying. I like how she gets silent too, like she heard me talking that smack and now she's offended. Because that's probably exactly what goes on in my dog's head. Yet I guarantee you my dog judges me all day. The same dog judging me is the same dog scared of the washer and dryer. Chat, that is the fate that I have been given. Alright, let's see. Why does my head keep turning? I never asked of that. Alright, eyes down. Out of my way. Yeah, no, not happening. That's a little too off. Alright, there we go. That I could deal with. Actually, we should have this leg curl up. Like so. Once again, leg on ground. What are you doing? Make sure it's flush. La 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 shh. As close as we're getting to it, I guess. There we go. Once again, drop that foot down to the floor. Come on, let's go. Oh no. Alright, cool. Here's where I'm gonna get funky with it. we're gonna once again rotate that head to look at the enemy. And what we're gonna be doing in this sequence is we're gonna be tripping them up. Intentionally tripping up the enemy. Great way to catch them off guard, chat. Alright, let's see. There we go. Let's see. As for this arm, we're gonna go ahead and... Oh, shit. I'm pulling on a variable I shouldn't be. Thank God it wasn't anything too dangerous to play with. Let's go ahead and open you up. Take this arm and push it down more. Alright, cool. There we go. That looks pretty clean. So far we got something. Yoink. Alright. That does not look like a kick to me. Oh yeah, that's what we can do to emphasize the amount of constraint he puts on you when he does this. Alright. Let's see how that looks all together. Oh, that's kind of neat. It's like the hook, like the hook foot that drops you down. Look at this. It's not terrible. R15, because everybody needs an R15 model. So there we go. And then we will place that in the middle one here, like so. And with that being said, I should have code now for both legs entirely, or both arms and legs entirely. I need to see how that looks. I need to see how that looks on another end. So like there's a way for me to be able to do that. Give me a second, chat. I just have to see how that looks from another end. Okay, so I found my player. I'm gonna make him do the attacks. And we'll keep this up on the side screen. Just so y'all can see it too. God damn. There we go. Alright, didn't know we had to freaking play it in Jumbotron version. Alright, so here we are. So now that we'll be able to see what's happening. Well, it's better we have it on this screen anyways. Alright, let's see. That actually does not look bad. Would you like to see my combinations from a different perspective? Alright, so this is my punching attacks. And this is my leg attacks. That doesn't look bad at all, does it? We got some animations, chat. We're in business! I might just be able to start the next part, which is Saiyan transformations. We might be ready for Saiyan transformations, chat. Are y'all ready for that? Getting transformations into the game? I think we're about ready to hit that point. Now, real quick, I wonder. I haven't seen my animations. Oh, that does not look bad at all while flying. It still doesn't break the logic that bad. Look.
Oh.
This is while flying. It doesn't even look that bad. And then this is for punching. We're set, chat. I don't even really need to mess with that. That's not that bad. That really, like... Yeah, sure, I stand still while in the air, but like when think about every Dragon Ball fight ever. Unless you guys are like key blasting out of there. Yeah, you're staying in place, fighting each other, hand-to-hand combat, bing, 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 boom, ah. But what I also want to incorporate is that knockback. So I will be adding it. Now, what it will be different on each one. This one will definitely be a knockback attack. That's gonna send you flying. So if you want to know like how this is gonna work, babe, look. So when this sequence, that will send you flying forward. This sequence, I guess it would also do the same thing. Unless I make it so that this sequence, it drops you to the floor, like it sends you flying downward.
Yeah, we do that.
Downward. Now, let's go ahead and code that into there. We literally... Oh my god, chat. Chat! We got animations! I felt like that was going to take the longest time, too, just to custom do every single animation. But no. I've messed with rigs too much in the past that like, actually worked well. I really want to show chat, too, so, like, hold on. I'm going to show Discord chat, so... Wait a second, I'm going to redo that. This time, hold on. I'm actually gonna redo it the way I did last time, so that you can catch it in both instances. 'Cause that was a neat way of doing it. Alright. Now you'll be able to see it on one side. And my player is going to walk over to this direction right here. And do it for the other side. Hold up, we gotta go to this one yet. And then we'll grab all of that screen. We got our... They won't show up on the server end, but you'll be able to see them in the thing. Anyways, so now that we got our attacks, what they'll look like is... And also... Alright. At Blocks Enjoyers. At WSW Legends. We have combos. Still need to increase their animation speed when buttons are pressed in proper sequences. W chat. Yeah, I know, meme. We just did a big W here. We really just cleaned house and made some good. So with that being said, I think it's a good point to save so I don't break any more logic that I already got. Let's go ahead and go here. We're gonna hit save. And then I double save just to be safe. So you're gonna see right here what I mean. If I go to the Saiyan Strikers and overwrite it. Oh, it actually lets me overwrite it now. Alright, and then I'm also going to try and overwrite over the one that I'm currently working on. This will give me issues, guaranteedly. Yep, there you go. And so there you go, but it is working. I overrided the bad one with the good one now, so WSW, and then the Saiyan Strikers demo names work as proper. Oh, shoot. Now, I need to get those, animations to play in a sequence. Alright, let's ask the AI. Can you create varieties of different combos with the E and R keys? Also, please make it so that when tapping R and then E or R plus R plus E. Let's just say RE. Or whatever the combination entails, that the animation speed moves faster so that combos seem more fluid. Damage cooldown. Let's see if we can do this. Alright. Upgraded version of your combo or combat combo system with. Let's see what it's doing with my combo system. Support for combo chaining like RE, RRE, etc. Dynamic animation speed cooldown reduction for specific combo chains. Expanded combo variety with some additional animations plugged in. You could replace these with your action. Y'all heard that, right? I got combo chains with additional animations. So now I can do even more flashy shit. You hear this, chat? This is a W! Let's just make sure it works. Okay, oh, I see now. What it did is it made the E and the R buttons. It made the E and the R buttons infinitely chainable. So, like, I can add as many animations to combo into as I wanted to. That's a good thing. So now we have infinite combo abilities. But it does chain to a certain point, it seems. Alright, what is animation speed set to when comboing? It's probably going to tell me right here. 1. Is set based on the combo chains table. Here's a quick breakdown of your script. Alright, so if we press RE, it speeds up by 1.3, damage 4. Oh my! Yo, babe. They even did me one better. When I normally, when you normally press just like, let's say you were just to spam E and do a combo that way. 3 damage. Every time, right? If you were to press R and then E, it increases the speed of like how fast the animation plays so you can do the next one. And then increases the damage to 4 each hit. And then let's say you were to do RRE, it increases the damage to 5, speed 1.5, etc, etc. In case y'all were wondering, chat, that's where this part of my script comes in. Right here. Alright, so let's test it out and see if it works though. E-R-E. Oh, they do work! Holy crap! E-R. So basically just tapping different combinations will get you different results, so. You have to time it up with the animation, which makes it more tricky. Like E-R-E. What's the highest combo? Yeah, the highest combo is a 3 combo, it seems. So on third combination, I would want knockbacks. Let's add that logic. Can you also add logic so that on the third hit of a combo, the enemy is sent flying? Specifically, if... Which one's my right hand? Is that my punches or my kicks? Right hand is... What's it called? Punches. Using my right hand or R, then the enemy... If using my right hand or R at the end of a combo, the enemy is sent flying backwards. Whereas if the end of my combo is E or my left hand, they are sent downward diagonally from whichever direction is behind them. I'll add logic so the third hit of a combo ending with R, enemy is knocked backwards, E, enemy is knocked downward diagonally relative to their current orientation. I'll include the force application in the damage section. Want me to include custom knockback strength too? Yes, of course. I love you, AI. I hope you all know, chat, I'm not even joking, that's exactly what I'm typing to the AI. Like, everything I say, I type. That's the spirit. Glad to be helping for this epic DBZ game. By the way, chat, I told AI my entire project and ambition, so they know too. That's why they're able to help me so well. That's why my AI... Alright, chat, I'm gonna give you a little insider tip. The reason my AI is so good at specifically coding exactly what I need it to is because I told it exactly what I expect from it from this project going forward. That's realistically why it works so well. But give me a second, chat. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick before we get back into this code. We're doing great right now. I just want y'all to know we're killing it. Alrighty. Ready. We're back. Thank God. Oh, shoot. Wrong screen. There we go. That's the one that needs that. All right, so we did a lot of good here today. We're doing insanely well as of right now. Um, we've added combo logic on top of that, so let's see what we've got now. You didn't include the script as mentioned above. I said, yes, I did want the custom knock back string. So it seems we're gonna have to create another event. So let's go ahead and look for replicated storage here on the side. Yep, we found it. And we're gonna have to specifically name this one. We're gonna call it knockback event. Alright. Alright, so I'm gonna need it to write my server-side script for the knockback event as well. We'll call this script knockback event, plain and simple. And then, yes, please do write the script for the server side interaction. So now they're going to do all the heavy lifting with this. Oh, by the way, meme, I do want to let you know there is not fully linked, like not everything is fully linked to the server yet. The key blast animations do not fully show up on the server just yet because I'm still waiting for everything to be finished with that when I can fully wipe that key blast from the like little what's it called, special attack slots. Put this script in server script service. Make sure the knockback event and damage event remote events exist inside replicated storage. Alright, cool. Alright, so it gives me a damage handler and the knockback handler, so we'll go ahead and apply. Or I guess we didn't. Apply, there we go. And now it should work. Let's see. Let's see if in-game we can get this to work. So we're gonna lock on with T. Alright, so he's dead. That's unfortunate. Okay, so problemo. Really velocity when it comes to finish, body velocity. You can tweak body velocity and max direction respectively. Add ragdoll or stun logic if core enemies be disabled after knockback. Yes, I would like ragdoll on or maybe a little visual particle burst when the third hit lands. Alright, I would like ragdoll on one and stun on right hand. Actually, the other way around. Stun on left hand and ragdoll on right hand. Also, nothing happened when I hit the opponent 3 times in succession. Thanks for the. Alright, so he said, alright, thanks. Here's the updated server script that applies the requested knockback, ragdoll, and stun logic. This assumes your combo system already tracks whether the third hit was E or for a combo finisher. On the third hit of the combo. Alright, so this should work on the server side for things. So we'll go ahead and select that all, paste. Let's see. Once again. Yeah, he's not moving any. Alright, let's see. Trying to add the knockback, but we're not getting it. Alright, so that's probably something I'm gonna have to yell at the local school. The enemy is not knocking back when I land the third hit on succession. Alright, they said in the local script where the combo logic is handled specifically, it's probably not telling the server when the third hit occurs, what type of finisher it was, E or R. Update the with combo type info on the third hit. Find this block. Alright, so they're giving me a specific block to chase. And then I'm gonna go in here, Control V. Enemy human. I don't know if that was my. I don't know if that was it. I'm gonna ask him. You want me to replace this line? Wait, is this still typing code? Nope, it's already done. It just had a little bug. Meme said, let's go. Yep, we up, chat. We up. Now let's see. Want me to replace this line? Yes. You'll want to replace this line with this improved version of for logic detecting, for detecting the third hit and passing the combo type to EUTR in the server. Alright, let's see. Uh-oh. I'm not doing damage at all now. That's what I thought. I didn't like that. Alright, fire server. Third parameter tells the server which combo finisher, E or R. Knockback event. I think it's calling for knockback event. So let's see. Thank you for the clip. You'll want to call knockback event for logic known third hit instead of just using the incident. I can help you implement full logic for a knockback event. Updated local script that handles both events for the third hit plus. Yes, please. I would love the updated script. Please send that through. Alright, so we're handling it. On the server side, we're handling knockback event. Oh my god, I hope it doesn't give me something incorrect. I hope it doesn't give me something incorrect here, chat. Ain't it kind of crazy I'm building a game from the ground up?
I think it's really cool though. Like, it's very interesting to see how it works, like, from start to finish, and see all the different mechanics that actually have to go into making an actual game.
It feels very, very sandbox at the start, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because, like, the way you see me, like, making things interact, you're like, how the fuck? It looks so janky, and then it starts to slowly piece together. Yeah. And then, like, with the lock-on system, you're like, oh, wait, what the heck?
It's literally like when you start to do a puzzle and nothing makes sense at all, and then you slowly put the pieces together, and then everything starts making sense.
It's starting to make some sense now.
It's starting to make sense.
At first, did it look like it was gonna be anything like really? Did you think I had the ability to get this done?
Yes. I had full confidence that you'd be able to figure out how to get what you need out of it.
Wow, you must be very confident in my ability. More confident in my ability than I am. Alright, let's see if it goes and tells us the logic that I need it to. Why am I doing the same animation? So it didn't knock them back at all. I just beating the crap out of him. Didn't even do anything. Or maybe that's why. Hold on, let's try this. So we can go ahead and try this. Server side for knockback event. Okay, and then we'll see how that goes. It seems to not be able to send them flying. Hey, meme, what am I doing wrong here? Maybe that's what I'll have you help me with here. Dang, cap locks was stuck. I wasn't screaming at you, meme. La 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 la. Matter of fact, another person that I could possibly ask. Oh. Oh, chat, I know this problem is going to be a very big nuisance, so I'm trying to get whoever I can, whoever, like, knows scripting. Oh, I'm in a rut right now. Alright, so I'm gathering a little team right now. I'm trying to find scripters and somebody to help test something in game for me. I'm asking the AI now. Can you make it so that each time I attack, I move towards the enemy? Yo, what's up, Meme Clan? So, my specific issue that I'm looking for to get solved is these combos right here, alright? What I'm trying to do is, because no combo exceeds 3 plays, 3 inputs, what I'm trying to do is make it so that on the third input, because there's 2 variables, right? There's the right and the left side. The right side is determined by R, and the left side is determined by E. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is make it so that on the third hit, a knockback sequence plays out. And I already have a knockback event and a script for it, but it just doesn't seem to be reading the logic. And so what I'm trying to get it to do is, like, if the last input in the sequence was R, the enemy is knocked back straight forward with a stun. And if the enemy knockback is E, the enemy is knocked downward diagonally. Or no, they're knocked downward diagonally with a stun, and the R is forward but with ragdoll. So I'm trying to get that to work properly, but it's not. It's just not reading the knockback. That's the problem. Like, everything else seems to be fine, but like understanding the knockback, it's not doing. And instead, what it's doing is it's breaking the code and logic of what I'm actually already having going on. Alright, so on my own instance, make the move forward, modify the play attack. Alright. So this should make me move forward towards the enemy every time I attack now. Go ahead and lock onto a target. I'm not moving towards the enemy. Alright. Let's see if it can read that. Alright, so I told it I wasn't moving towards the enemy. I would like to make it so that every time I attack, I take 1 step toward the enemy while attacking. I want to move toward the enemy with each attack. By taking a step while attacking, we'll modify the logic to make sure that player only moves a small distance, like 1 stud, closer to the enemy every time each attack occurs. And so you may be asking yourselves, like, why are you doing this? Well, what I'm trying to do is make it, like, similar to Rage, so that, like, every time you attack, you get closer and closer to your enemy, till you're actually attacking them when locked onto them. Oh, man, I should specify that. Oh, man. Uh-oh, I'm causing it to lag out. Alright, let's see. You make it so each time I attack, I move toward the enemy when locked on to the enemy. Come on, you gonna give me code or what? You didn't give me nothing there, chat. That was so dumb. I see that you're asking to add functionality. If this doesn't give me what I need, what instead I'll do is I'll go into the locked on script and I'll add the logic there. So that every time I press R or E, I move one stud towards the locked on target. Man. I'm dealing with a tier 10 problem right now, chat. Alright, let's see. Come on. Am I moving closer to them? I can't tell. It destroyed my damage logic. What the hell? Check the full script every time. and then we'll send the full script. And then they'll send the full script back. So they're gonna say, let's see what they say, chat. They say, got it, your original script without any changes. Gee, do not revise the edit. Nope, that's not what we wanted, damn it. Implement the changes you made in the last script. Please do not revise you edit any lines in my script unless asked. And make sure to send back the full script every time. Let's see what it says. Alright, so it's sending my script. It is understanding my events and replicated storage. Alright, let's see. This looks like a full script. We'll go ahead and copy paste. And let's hope we make it out of here alive with this. So it better include my damage. That's the biggest part. Still not doing damage to this thing. No knockback. Come on. They're just not moving. I wonder why. Alright, let's see. First off, what did I even ask of me? I'm not moving toward the enemy when attacking. And if I am, it is such small amount of movement, it's almost unnoticeable. And then what was the other thing? Also, why is the Nasdaq event not making the enemy go flying on third hit? Alright, let's see where it tells me, chat. Movement towards the enemy during enemy, towards the enemy during attack. And the movement, you're attempting to move the character towards the enemy, but the movement is only unit 1. Very small amount. It may not be noticeable. We can move at a smaller, or make the character move at a larger distance towards the enemy. Also consider updating the position at which, or at a more reasonable time over, or speed over time. Instead of directly adjusting. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so we got our local script up. And then we're gonna grab this. Put a knock back event. Side script. And per Louis. Alright, let's see. We got the local script here. Let's give it a try, chat. Come on. Ah, man. I'm crashing the page, chat. I'm putting too much stress on it. I'm gonna go ahead and wait this one out, I'm not gonna lie. We need to see it through. let's see. It's worth. My character's bugging out, chat. Maybe I need to lock on. You think I broke it with attack logic? So let's see if I try. Alright, so I'm not doing any damage. Unfortunate. This is gonna work either, but we gotta give it a try. This may be the first time that they actually work properly. Or not. I wish the knockback worked as intended. That would be nice. That's a dead Robloxian. Alright, so now my new idea is instead of doing it this way, what we can do is we can go ahead and find our lock-on mechanic, which that can be found in our starter player character scripts. Please add to this script that whenever pressing R and E, R and slash or E, that I move toward the lock on object. Whenever locked on, pressing R and E. Moves the character's position towards the locked on target based on the input. I have a feeling like this will be more successful at doing what I need it to. Let's see, chat. And it did exactly what I needed it to. So it moves me towards the enemy, exactly as I needed it to. Alright, so it did its job, but there is one issue. And it's not in this script. It's in this one. Your character moves down, moves towards the enemy. Let's see. Moves towards that. Alright, I don't want that. The 5 cost Goku and Krillin SCR will probably have some event card related skill that'll make it stand in archetype. I don't know. I mean, realistically, I don't really care about none of them right now. Like, the 5 cost Goku is so irrelevant, dude. Like, if it ain't the Broly deck or the androids, it really ain't nothing to me. Server-side script logic for knockback event. Oh my god, I'm having such a hard time getting like this to work properly, the knockbacks. That's gonna be a new problem to take on. Just exactly, I want to replace with this line. Alright. Bro saw the no power boost crit later and appropriately shifted. Yeah, no, I never even had my eyes on Demon King Piccolo, for being real. He was just not somebody I was interested in to begin with. Oh, good lord. Full script with knockback logic. Alright, let's see. What are we firing from server? Knockback event? Let's see. Let's see if it does just that, chat. So you've also added the movement logic so that I move towards them each hit. Knockback logic is not present. I wonder if the console's spitting up any code. No, because everything's doing everything healthily. Not like it's really wrong for what it's doing. Ah. Maybe I'm asking the wrong questions to AI. What? Okay. Do I do that? They said, hold up chat, he's cooking. Who are you talking about? Demon King Piccolo? What is Demon King Piccolo cooking? After flyback with Harva, get knocked back when they hit by shark. So the characters human will report whenever they are hit by a shark. This force will send the character flying out backward in a specific direction based on a hit. Then you apply similar logic to this script. I have a remote event for dealing with it and a server script that could be reconfigured. Event and here's the local script. And then let's send the local script. Ding. I would like it to be that regardless of what combo, I would like it to be that on the third hit, the knockback will always happen on the third hit. Here's the local script, and then I pasted that. Cool. He said, no, I'm talking about you cooking. Demon King Piccolo is not cooking besides the stage and the hard SR. Yeah, no, he is not cooking at all, honestly. He doesn't have anything special in his kit, not even being a good early game starter. An easy counter out makes him so much less viable because I'm not even going to be pulling peel-offs or worried about pulling peel-offs in order to block out of that shit. As far as it goes about me cooking, I mean, yeah, I'm just trying to implement them knockbacks, but... it's having trouble. I already got it so that we got combos, but I just want the knockbacks to work as proper as they should. Alright, I fired the not use. Damn it, my shit's lagging. Fire the knockback event, use knockback function, communicate with the server to force the apply the force on enemy. Reset combo counter after third hit. Combo counter reset, ensure knockback only happens on every third combo hit. Only thing he has going for him is the 50k 4 cost. Bro, don't hate on greatness. Alright, let's see. The mouse key down event is used to trigger events. Alright. Knockback logic is only triggered when combo counter equals 3. The knockback is forced to the knockback force is determined based on the last key pressed, E or R, and applies the appropriate force based on the direction of the character's position relative to the enemy. Reset combo counter after the third hit. Alright. The script for handling knockback on server side. This must be local. Alright. So this is my updated local script. And then as for the server one, is we're gonna need a server script. I could try and do this with the knockbacks. I really hope this works because this is gonna be my new big problem to face if it's not. I really hope this works. That's what I was worried about, yeah. You could just spam the same combo infinitely. Anyways, let's just see. I'm gonna have to slow that ability down too, by the way. I just want to fix the one first. Shouldn't he be going flying? That's what I mean, like, that's my problem, is he's not actually moving. Why is he so stiff, is my question. Could that be something to do with it? Because he's not doing anything when he dies either. Clerk, connect. Okay, I'm so confused. Oh, cool. So I could just change the settings of a character straight through their own settings. They got health here. I could change that. I don't really need to change anything like their hip height unless I wanted to make them taller. Yeah, so you could just keep it at normal. Hmm. You know what? I think I'm actually gonna call it for here tonight, chat. I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting extremely exhausted. I need to get ready for work tomorrow, so it's probably gonna be one of those days where I call it. But I've been putting like a lot of work into this. I've been grinding my arse off, chat. So yeah, I hope you all know I'm taking this seriously, and I'm actually trying to get this project out as quickly as I can, so I can resume WSW as quickly as I can. Um, for all of you that have been watching, I appreciate you. If you want to see more behind the scenes updates of what I keep doing with my what's it called game, check out the Discord. The link's in the description. I advise y'all to check that out. We got a lot of cool stuff going on down there. So yeah, never miss a good time. Um, anyways, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure you eat lots of cereal and whatnot. Or actually, maybe don't eat cereal because that's probably not the best thing for you. But eat lots of food and drink lots of water. So yeah, all that. Y'all have a good one. Peace. Hold up.